Hi Cancer, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2023 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celt cross spread as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements, Wisdom, Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, so we have Mars, and Mars has been in Gemini for quite some time. It recently stopped retrograde motion, started moving direct again. And for you guys, Gemini is your 12th house of spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. Alright, we have 4th house energy for you guys is Libra. There's not really anything going on there specifically, astrologically speaking, but generally speaking, 4th house relates to home, family, your roots. And we have Sagittarius, so not really anything going on there astrologically speaking either, but Sagittarius for you guys is your 6th house, and that relates to your work, daily routines, and health, so could be a focus there too this month. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 7 of Wands reversed, and challenging that, we have the King of Cups that was also reversed. So, what I'm getting with these two things here could just be saying that you might be giving up a fight around a certain situation, and possibly because it's made you feel a bit isolated. So, maybe there's some kind of an opinion you had, for example, and let's say in the workplace, right? You had an opinion on how something should get done, and when you expressed it to others within the workplace, you might have felt like they weren't really on board with that idea, right? So it could just be as simple as that. There's plenty of other ways that could be playing out, but that was the first one that came to mind there. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 10 of Cups. And yeah, and this could just be saying that this might be the ultimate reason, right? Because you just rather keep the peace at this point. So for the majority, this is probably something that you've been going back and forth on for a while. And to be perfectly honest with you, it could even just be a result of the Mercury retrograde energy that we've been under recently, given that it was in your opposite sign. So that could have been causing some confusion there around your partnerships. So it could just be as simple as that. And as the air starts to clear through February, you might feel like conditions improve anyway, naturally. But yeah, that could have been the situation you guys were in. All right, in the past position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is actually the card that represents Jupiter energy. And Jupiter is in Aries right now, which is your 10th house of career and social status. So it could just be saying one of those things, right? Maybe when it moved out of your 10th house and it was just in a retrograde motion, that might have even been when you first presented an idea around the situation and might not have been received the way you hoped. But now it's moving forward again through Aries, you might actually find that it's received better this time around. All right, in the present position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, to me, this shows signs of you hanging on to something, right? So maybe that's part of why you're letting a fight go too, right? So, like I said, if you felt like keeping the peace would ultimately be the better path at this point, it could be one of those things that leads you to do that, right? Like, okay, I'd rather not lose the situation, so I'll just keep the peace and wait for things to play out naturally. For some of you, again, this can be a financially motivated thing, or for some of you, it could be around your partnerships. All right, in the near future position, we have the Magician. So yeah, this is definitely a good energy to see, because to me it says that the energy will clear, and then you'll actually find that, okay, now that you've gone through this cycle, right, maybe you've seen it from every angle. I mean, we have Cups there, we have Wands, we have Pentacles, right, so we have a little bit of everything except for Swords so far. So it could just be one of those things where this has just been a cyclical thing that you've been seeing it from all these different angles, and now because of that, you're better able to handle the situation. And this could even just be pointing, as far as the timeline goes, maybe as the planets start to move into Pisces, which is a more supportive energy for your sign, given that you're also a water sign. So maybe toward the end of February, you might start to see these conditions improving. All right. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, to me, this shows that you have a desire for a fresh start around something, right? It could be something that you're passionate about as well. And what's interesting is if we put that back in the spread, the Magician looks like he's pointing right toward that card, right? So it could just be saying that if there is something that you want to do, a fresh start that you want, you have the power to actually make it happen. So That could be what you guys are looking at this month. Okay, in the environment position, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So if this represents your energy, this could just be saying that you might have spent some time being very independent, right? And maybe it was just something you needed to do at the time. Like I said, if I'm getting the feeling like you needed to see things from multiple angles before you really were able to master a situation. So maybe you had to spend some time alone in order to get you through a cycle. Now you can see things from every perspective. And for some of you might decide, okay, I went through that, right? Maybe now I would like to partner up with someone. Or for some, you might say, yeah, you know what, this is the better pathway for me. But I feel like you had to actually experience it to get there one way or the other. If this is someone you're dealing with, then, this could just be how they are. They might have a very independent streak. And if that's what you guys were having a clash about, maybe you came to terms with that, right? And realized that, okay, it's maybe you were taking it personally, for example, but maybe now you start to realize that, oh, okay, this is just how this person is, right? So we'll be finding some peace around that. All right, hopes or fears position. We have the Five of Cups. So Scorpio energy here. And yeah, it could just be saying that you fear some kind of failure, right? Like if you do fully express yourself in a certain way, you might feel like you would lose something. So the reason I say that, we see the Three Cups there. And usually that makes me think of the Three of Cups energy, which usually points to spending time with family or friends that you've known for a long time, just a celebratory atmosphere in general. And I feel like you might feel like you can't necessarily be in that space, or you might feel like you have to choose an either or, right? It's either friendships or relationship, things along those lines. So that could have been what was keeping you stuck in the cycle for a bit. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, to me, this is Virgo energy for one, and for you guys, that's your house communication. So it could just be saying that now that you've gone through the cycle, right, you might have made a decision how you want to move forward on around the situation. Now you could be coming forward to actually communicate that. Timeline-wise, for some of you, might not happen in February because we do have a full moon in Virgo in early March. So that could also be when you finally do make that gesture, but that's what I'm seeing overall. All right, and bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So yeah, maybe this is saying that you might have had to look at things from a different angle, right? Like I said, I'm really getting the feeling that this might have been led spiritually, like karmically. This is just some kind of cycle you needed to go through before you can move forward. And it looks like, given that we see that Magician in the near future, it looks like you will finally have gotten to that point to where you can move forward, with now armed with the knowledge that you needed. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card. We have always do your best, and it says honor yourself. There's the artwork, and it says honor the man or woman that you are. Take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. So interesting message there, because it makes me think of what I was talking about with the Five of Cups energy, where you might have felt like there was like an either or proposition around a certain situation, like you couldn't fully express yourself in a certain way. But hopefully that resonated with you. And next, from the Wisdom Oracle deck, we have message in the bottom. There's the artwork, and the number is 15. So let's see what this has to say. Okay, essential meanings says communication, a sign, a Clayton, pointing the way to your highest good. The Oracle's message. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today your message is this: Spirit hears you, and the reply is favorable. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. And as far as getting those types of signs, that could be pointing possibly to the Hierophant energy, and then the Magician being that next step to where you could actually take action on it. The relationship message says you can expect someone to favor you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there as well. So maybe we'll be in communication with someone, if this is more of a one-to-one relationship thing. It seemed like it might have been a little bigger than that for most of you, but that's the case. Hope it resonated. The prosperity message says you are on target with your purpose and your passion. You are coming into alignment with your destiny, and Spirit wants you to know that you're on the right track. Expect a call, a new opportunity, or a message from an old friend or business contact that will lead you closer to your dreams and greatest desires. Spirit has been listening to you. So yeah, that last sentence really resonates with the main spread, in my opinion, where it says Spirit has been listening to you, because again, that makes me think of the Hierophant, and it makes me think of what I was saying, that maybe you came forward with an idea in the past and it might not have been well received, but in the future you might actually find that it does get the traction that you were hoping for. And like I said, it could have just been as simple as you might have presented it during Mercury retrograde, and now that the energy is going to be clearing in February, you might actually be more well received with that idea. So hopefully that resonated too. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Kilaka mudra, and the keyword for it is union. Alright, and there's the unfolding if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says tonifies the water element in the body, improves the function of the kidneys, bladder, and sexual organs, fosters a sense of emotional safety and comfort around intimacy and sexuality. It can also be used as a devotional gesture to express or evoke the union of masculine and feminine. So if that sounds like a mudra thing, be beneficial for you guys, open the name in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next one. Alright, bye.